latest poll just came out today where I'm beating her easily and substantially, and I'm winning against Hillary one-on-one. So, look, and I haven't even started on her yet, although last week I did a little bit of it, I guess. But we haven't even started.
He hasn't even started. All right, back with us, Republican strategist Gina Loudon and Democratic strategist Matt Littman. Gina, what could Donald Trump possibly say at this point that hasn't already come out?
Oh, well, I think there are a lot of things. I mean, let's start with the fact that Hillary has such a bad image problem that she somehow made Bernie Sanders look young and hip and cool. If you start there, I think there's just a plethora of places for Donald Trump to have, honestly, a field day with this. This is what Donald Trump does best, and we haven't seen anything yet because he's never unleashed on his Republican rivals like I think he will unleash on Hillary when given the opportunity.
It's a little tricky, though. I mean, when he says something like, oh, I haven't even getting started yet, everybody's laughing and it's all seemingly in good fun. But, we've seen her play the woman card before. And Matthew, that may be a card that comes out again. I mean, if Donald Trump attacks her, if anyone attacks her, I mean, if Bernie attacks her right now, we start to see her say, look, he's being a male chauvinist. He's going after me. So does Donald Trump and anyone who's up against her, for that matter, really have to walk a fine line in all this?
Well, let me just go back to something that Gina said. There have been about 30 polls taken in the last couple of months that have Hillary against Trump. In only 4 of those 30 is Trump beating Hillary. In about 17 polls, only 5 of those 17 is Trump beating Bernie Sanders. So how does Trump answer the fact that he's losing to Bernie Sanders and Hillary in nearly every poll? I mean, that is a good question. I'd love to see.
Okay,
Trump
it's an interesting, and we'll see how that all plays out, because there are polls that have said other things as well. But anyway, Matthew, answer the question about how exactly the Republicans navigate, and Bernie Sanders navigate attacking Hillary Clinton, while at the same time her throwing up the I'm a woman card and putting them in a bad light in that sense.
So I don't see the I'm a woman card in the way you see the I'm a woman card. I see Hillary talking about the uniqueness of electing a female president. Otherwise, when Donald Trump was attacking Hillary for going to the bathroom, or Megyn Kelly for the blood issue, was that sexism? I mean, you tell me. Do you think that was sexism? I think it probably was. I don't think
we're talking about the woman card
in the,
and Bernie Sanders as well. She is accused of this. I mean, you recall her saying, "Look, when I raise my voice, somehow when I get animated, that's me being a hysterical woman." Gina, she plays this very well.
But I think, though, Trish, as people start to look at the real issues plaguing this nation, like Islamic terror that threatens people's families, she's going to have to come up with something a little better than, hey, I'm a chick. I think you can only ride on that for so long. And I think she has these investigations, these possible indictments, dragging her down like a drunk uncle. I just don't see Hillary Clinton being able to make a very good showing. And let's remember one thing in response to what Matthew said. Donald Trump hasn't started a marketing campaign for himself yet. Hillary has spent millions on branding and imaging and making her look like this softer, gentler, grandmotherly, cool, hip, I don't even know what chick, woman. She's wanting to campaign on that. Donald Trump hasn't started yet with a PR campaign to make him look a little softer, a little more likable, perhaps. When he does, I think you'll start to see some of those numbers shift. And any consultant can tell you those things can be bought. I mean, sadly, those things can often be bought, at least to some degree, probably enough to give him a nice, clear victory over Hillary or Bernie.
Back to whether or not she's actually the one running. Back to whether or not she actually gets the nomination itself. Right. I mean, Bernie's putting up a contest right now in Iowa and New Hampshire. Who does she need to really come out for her? Is it women right now, Matthew, in order for her to seal the deal
I think,
in these key primary spots?
She needs... Yeah, no, Trish, she does need more women to come out for her. We're all noticing that younger women are just as much in favor of Bernie as they are for Hillary, and older women support Hillary in huge numbers. That's absolutely the case. I mean, I think, overall, Hillary, let's keep in mind, she's still 15 to 20 points ahead of Bernie nationally. But I will say, and I've heard people spin it who are associated with Hillary, it's definitely not Hillary's preference to be in a very tight race in Iowa and losing in New Hampshire. But I still think she should be able to pull out Iowa. And then in states like South Carolina, she's up by something like 40 points. So I think ultimately she'll be okay.
We shall see. Thank you so much. Gina and Matthew, good to have you guys here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trish.
Thank you.